Okay, folks, let's Sky Mo here. Booyah! Hey, I'm going to show you what I've been fooling with. It's 25 degrees outside here in Ohio. I would do this out of my garage, but, due to the weather, I got no heat out there. I ain't freezing to death. So here's what I'm working on. And I use chigger crawls. Let me turn this, and they're made by Berkeley. They're power baits. Let me get this straightened up. Here you go, real chigger crawl. And you can get these basically anywhere. And now that's the 3-inch. And there's what the package looks like. These are 4-inch package right here. And I use them sometimes. But now, this is one of my primary baits, especially, well, anytime, but especially if you can fish in April because of the weather and rain and things, high water. But May, 1st of June, the whole month of May, this bait is killer. But I use it in combination with something else. And but what I've done is I could probably buy molds for that, but I like fooling around with stuff. So I made my own molds, folks, and I got a 4-ounce. Now, before I get into the molds, let me show you this. When you do this, if you do this, put pins in these and run them through there a little ways, because that keeps you from pushing the bait too deep down in the fiberglass. Don't have to worry about the claws. Just push them down there a little bit. You're going to get some, it's going to go over a little bit right here, but that's okay. You can address that when it's hard. But before it gets real hard, you can take an etching knife and little etching knife before it gets real hard, and you can trim that part out on your mold before it gets real hard. But now, but anyway, I use this. This come off the top of fiberglass. Can of fiberglass. Matter of fact, that can right there, resin, and that's what I used for my molds on both these. I got the 4-inch crawdad and the 3-inch. Now I chipped that right here, so I went back. Remember in my boat videos, so I went back to this right here and patched this up right here. It worked really great. That's little pieces of plastic worm where I already used them, and I'll show you them in a minute. Anyway, this stuff's real fumy, folks. I'd done this in the basement. I'm amazed my wife didn't throw me out. She gets headaches real easy from stuff like this. But surprisingly, it didn't get up in the house. Now, anytime you're using this fiberglass liquid resin, you want some acetone is the best. Okay, it breaks that down right now if you get it on your hands. But, use gloves. That's the best thing. But I rarely ever use gloves, and so there's no telling what all soaked in my bloodstream my whole life. But anyway, paper towels, some sticks, now that stuff will eat this plate up. So, but anyway, this is what I've done. Like I say, you could probably buy these molds, but I enjoy doing it myself. But you pour the resin in your container. Now, this resin calls for 8 to 10 drops per ounce. Now, I cut that down. I anticipated a little humidity here in the basement, but I was kind of wrong. And my paper towel, the top is good and hard. It's not sticky, but the sides of it and the bottom was a little sticky. And see, it comes right out of that mold, and you don't destroy your mold. So, but the bottom and the sides was a little sticky on both of them. Just stick to the 8 to 10 drops per ounce. This little lid's about 4 ounces. So anyway, folks, I noticed when I was fishing Watts Bar, hold it before you get to this. Now, with your liquid resin here, you want to use the liquid hardener, okay? And you can buy this separate. If you got some of this laying around, some of this hardener, resin laying around, you don't have no hardener, go to AutoZone. They sell this separate. And this is the cream hardener. They sell this separate. Now, it's universal, however, this is a cream hardener. It's like a paste. Now, you want to use that primarily with this here, little resin glass, a Bondo glass. And the reason being, this does not thin this out. Your liquid hardener will thin that out. But anyway, so, I've got some shorts. You got to go to my shorts. When I was melting this down, I made some shorts. And so go to the shorts and watch how I done all this. Now, I'm just doing the best I can. I didn't get it all. Now, I'm not too concerned about the little legs. Okay. That's just a pain in the butt to try to get them. You can see there's some plastic in these legs. I'm not worried about it. Okay, now, what I wanted to do, when I was down south fishing around, when I was down Watts Bar fishing, now, I don't use spinner baits very much, especially white ones. But for some reason, I found out down south, them bass respond to white really good. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, I've got these little crawdads. Okay, how would they react to some white crawdads on a white jig? So I got me some white skirts and made me some white jigs on some swim jigs, a couple swim jigs I got. Okay, so I'm going to find out. In June, we're headed back to Watts Bar for a week. And so I'm going to do a little bit of experiment. Now, Strike King makes some craws that are pearl. I don't like the way they look. They're just stubby looking. They're long-bodied, stubby looking on the claws, and they don't look like a chigger craw, and I don't like them. Chigger craw does not. I have not found a white chigger craw. Okay, if any of you out there know somebody that sells white chigger craws, let me know. Okay, so what I done, I melted down some white Zoom worms. Now, I've caught several bass on these down there, and they're just white. They're not pearl. They're just white. And I bought these at Walmart down there. This is what I caught that 6-pound, 10-ounce bass on, and a 3-pounder on it, and I don't know what else. We caught so many fish down there, so many bass down at Watts Bar. But anyway, this is what I caught them on. So I thought, okay, let's see if they'll respond to a crawl. So what I done is I cut them up, put them in a glass cup. This here cup. You want to use this, what do they call this? This is Anchor, but Purex is the best one, but this will work. And as you can see, now I'll get into something here too, folks. Get this out here. I don't know if the darker colors, it probably don't make no difference. But if you, okay, here's the white crawdad. Really great. Turned out real good. I'm going to make me a few of these. I got to go get some more baits. Now, they're not going to be absolutely perfect, like they would out of an aluminum mold, right? You know, store-bought. But these will work great, okay? Now, there's the white one, and it turned out perfect. Now, here's a pearl. Now, this pearl, this is the 4-inch. This pearl, I melted down some pearl flukes, Zoom flukes, and I made these pearl ones, and man, they look really good. And then the white is just white. Now, either one of these, if you overheat them in the microwave, you're going to get this. Put these up. And you're going to get this, depending on how bad you scorch the plastic. Okay. Now, they don't look bad. Now, that's in person. See the bottom of it, how it's got the orange? That's scorched pearl plastic, but it really looks cool in person. It kind of looks like an orange creamsicle. That may be the cat's meow. I don't know. But I about bet you Bass never seen that before. And this is the scorched white. Okay. And it don't look really too bad either, but it's not as bright. And it's got the orange tint to it. But it don't look as cool as the other one. And here's my... Now, I do have a pair of these creamsicle looking little fellers, and they look really cool, you know, and so that's what they both look like on the bottom. You can see got more orange on the bottom than they do the top. And, but like I said, they look like a creamsicle. Not quite as dark. There's my 4-inch scorched white one. Now, it says, like I said, you can see they're not perfect, but they'll do the job. And so, but now, when you microwave this stuff, do it a little bit at a time. Cut whatever you use. You see in my video, cut your baits in little pieces and in your cup. Drop them in your cup and start with 45 seconds. If that don't work, go to 30 seconds. Build it up until you know how long it takes to melt what you got without scorching it. Okay, and if you want a perfect white, okay, like this, you don't scorch it. You got to build it up. And if you want a perfect pearl, like this one, you got to build it up to keep from scorching it. Now here's, you can see this kind of looks like an egg yolk inside there. Kind of looks like an egg yolk. Okay, that's the scorched white right there. All right, and this is the scorched pearl, which makes cool-looking lures. I don't know if they'll work, but I'm going to use the rest of this to make a couple more and find out. Now, you know one thing that's always amazed me, as long as I've been fishing my whole life, bass fishing primarily my whole life, tournament fishing, small time, you know, they didn't give out too many trophies. I mean, some of them did, some of them didn't, and I fished, but most of them didn't. But I was after the money. I fished for the money, and me and my son, we done really good. We made a lot of money, spent a lot of money. Probably all in all, we broke even over after 30 years. But I've had 2 different partners over the years. I didn't fish with my son in 30 years. He was at the tail end of it. But anyway, I fished with him for several years. What a great privilege to do that with my son. Okay, where was I going with this? Now, here's what I was saying, is I use these, that's a green pumpkin. I use these, a dark green pumpkin. I use these on what I call the money bait. Now, stay tuned. I'm going to make a big reveal. I've kept this bait hid. I've sat on it since me and my son stumbled upon this combination of colors on a football jig. I make my own jigs. Now, don't pour them and stuff. We'll get into that later when I show you how to make this money jig. I've sat on this for years. I'm not a tournament fisherman anymore. This is only primarily 95% the only jig I ever use, unless I use a swim jig. I'm going to reveal the money bait, and it ain't easy to do that, folks. Now, you can go out to the store and buy something that maybe looks similar, but you won't go out and buy one, I don't think, exactly like it. I've kept my eye out for it in the stores. There's some similar ones out there. I haven't found anything like our money bait. I've caught so many big fish. Here in Ohio, a 5-pound bass is a nice big bass. I've caught numerous 3, 4, 5-pounders, 5.5-pounders on this bait. The reason I call it the money bait, I have won so much money on this bait. Okay, me and my son both, and I'm waiting on some skirts. I didn't have the proper brown. So I got that coming. I'll reveal that to you. I ordered it yesterday or the day before. So, folks, I'm finally, after all these years, going to reveal the money bait. Okay, but I wanted to turn you on to this and what I was up to, and be careful. If you do this and you melt down this rubber, be careful and don't get burnt. You make sure this glass, it holds heat for a long time. You can get burnt. You can leave this out of the microwave for 5 minutes and you think it's okay, you grab it and you might get burnt. Use a heat pad or a glove always to handle this glass, because it will cook you. Do this in a ventilated area, my basement. It's ventilated enough to do this. Okay, now, like I say, use acetone, use gloves. I recommend using gloves. Okay, and in this case, don't do what I do. But you can take butter bowls. You can cut these butter bowls down for your smaller crawdads, and you can use them for molds. Now this comes right out of these, and out of that it'll come right out. It won't stick to that. So go to my shorts, and I'll show you a little bit how I do this. All right, and probably in 4 or 5 days, give or take a day or two, I'm going to reveal the money bait. I'm going to show you how to make the money bait, the jig heads. I'm going to reveal to you the jig heads I use and everything about it, even how to use it, the best ways to use it. All right, this is Les Skymo. Love you. God bless you. Like and subscribe. I need 50 subscribers, or I could have done this live. But I'm going to record it and download it because I can't go live on YouTube without 50 subscribers. So please subscribe. I love you. God bless you. Go to my shorts and see the how-tos. All right, love you. God bless you. Let's Sky Mo out. And remember, Jesus loves you.